Hello everyone, this is Plain-T with Sulo, a venue partner, Department of Coffee, clothing partner G Flock. We tune to Daily Mirror online. Hello everyone, this is Plain-T with Sulo. Today we have a motivational speaker, a trainer and also a corporate coach. He is Dr. Ranil Sugathadasa. Hi doctor.
Hi, very nice to meet you.
Yes, it's nice to meet you in person.
Of course, yes.
Dr. Sugathadasa, before we...
Just call me Ranil.
Okay. So before we proceed with all the technical side, I just want to go back to your childhood and ask, because I have seen you being very energetic and very active person when you are doing training. But as a child, were you the same personality as active and being someone who does things in a different way?
Yes, it's a very good question, Sulo. I think, I was very active even in the childhood, but I am coming from a very village background in Ratnapura, in between Kirial and Heliagoda. Okay. I was born in a very beautiful village called Hindurangala. So it's full of, water, forests, and we have adequate space to, play and do all the things as a child. And I went to village school, that's Hindurangala Vidyalaya. We never had a uniform to wear. I was wearing various colored t-shirt, like red color t-shirt, green color t-shirt, blue colored t-shirt, and so on. And because I was a son of a school principal of another school, I was wearing the slippers. All my friends came barefoot. So we used to go to playground all the time rather than staying in the classroom. And we used to play and actually enjoy the natural beauty rather than being in the classroom. So that is my starting point. I believe my school gave me that creativity, that energy to, being a very energetic person and be a bit of an out-of-the-box thinker, because, we are not used to that system of education and stuff. Yeah. We were very free in thinking and, exploring the world. So I think that's my start, and even at the young age, I was somewhat energetic, but bit timid, actually speaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So coming from Ratnapura to Colombo and coming into the profession as a trainer, motivational speaker and a coach, what made you to choose that career?
Yeah, actually speaking, I studied initially at Hindurangala Vidyalaya. Then I failed my year 5 scholarship.
That's a big thing at that time.
Yeah, that was a very big thing. But my parents never blamed me. But I really felt like I disappointed my parents. At that point, I decided that hereafter I must study. And my parents put me to Haligoda Central College, and I passed that exam. And then I was more focusing on studies rather than anything else, because I was the shortest boy and girl. I was the shortest in the class among the boys and girls.
Okay.
So I was having bit of an inferiority complex, and I was a bit afraid to deal with all the other students, because I came from village, and it was a town school, and
being the odd and the shorter, so you get bullied.
Not something like that. Okay. The students were very good. They were treating me well, but I was having a bit of a stress inside me. Okay. And so I didn't have much to do. I only study. And it's because I was not keen on so much of studies, but I didn't have anything to do. So I was just turning the pages. But I fall in love with subjects, actually speaking. Finally end up with the flying colors with my O-levels. And I ended up Moratuwa University engineering faculty. Then I became an engineer. I did my first job in Singapore in a Japanese company called Toa Corporation, where we were involved in filling the sea, to reclaim the sea, to develop land for Singapore. And there at that point, I got the opportunity to meet Tony Robinson's, America's nowadays topmost trainer of probably even in the world. And then I got the opportunity to go to his classes free of charge for 1 hour. And that inspired me to become a trainer. And sometimes back, I really fed up with that job, came back to Colombo, and I joined a leading multinational company called Holcim Blanca as a senior manager. And it gave me opportunity to actually explore other fields other than engineering, management, marketing, bit of projects, and many other fields, and as well as business. And that job gave me the opportunity to be a trainer to train engineers, architects as well as masons regarding cement and concrete. And that's my basically starting point to work as a trainer. Basically, Tony Robinson's motivated me in Singapore, and then came back to Colombo. I got the opportunity to train people from engineer to masons in technical subjects such as cement and concrete, and that is my starting point as a trainer and coach in the corporate sector, actually speaking.
Inspiring, because Ratnapura, small village to town to this university to the Singapore, and coming to the multinational, and where you really enjoyed being who you are, being an engineer, yet became a trainer, and also the trainer you did not put that's something I always say, that successful or people with passion never think about the audience. When they are given opportunity, they will do the training. So I think that's why from engineer to even to the mason, you were able to train, right?
Exactly.
Am I correct?
Exactly.
So okay, so now I know why you chose to be a trainer. But you do a lot of public corporate programs, and companies also choose you, and also they do a lot of trainings. But I'm asking you as a trainer, do you really feel that corporates are just clicking the box of doing training, or they have really understood the gaps of the employees comparing to their personal goals and the corporate goals?
Actually, it's a very good question. With my experience as a trainer, independent trainer for last 12 years, my feedback to that question is 80% of the corporates, they actually basically understand the need analysis, understand the exact business need, understand exact the need of development, the teams and the individuals, and offer trainings. And remaining 20% of some organization, when they have to tick the thing, they call me as well. But in my case, I usually don't just do the training. Rather, I actually do a structural engineering design, or more rather surgery with that training. Because trainer is one who understands exact or precise training needs, because he has to give the justice to the payment he is going to receive. And more than that, he should be able to be satisfied with what he does. As a result, coach, CEO coach, and coach to board of directors, as well as motivation and management trainer, I always try to give my fullest input to make sure that results happen. Unless the results happen, there is no sustainability for the organization as well as for the trainer.
Because a lot of people does not understand the return of investment is not only the money.
Exactly.
It is the brand name.
It's a brand name, it's the happiness.
It's the happiness.
It's the satisfaction. It's what you give. It's what you give beyond what you promised, actually speaking.
Yeah, it's not just delivering some content.
Exactly.
So this is my question now. A lot of speakers has become trainers and coaches. So when I became a trainer, it was 23 years ago. I had to go through a lot of trainings and all that. And when a trainer is someone who understands how to do analysis, as you said, operation, and prepare a content and do the deliveries, and also after a program or coaching, there's an evaluation process. In Sri Lanka, what do you think about the trainers who are existing compared to the trainers who were developed in our past?
Yeah, to be very frank, Sri Lanka is having very good set of trainers into various specialization and expertise. At the same time, as you very correctly say, some people just come to training just because they are great public speakers or they are great at speaking, and they may not have adequate background, adequate experience, adequate intelligence, and adequate analytical power to understand how best they should serve their client. That's a bit unfortunate. But on the other hand, having a speaking ability is also a plus to become a trainer.
Yeah.
But people usually misunderstand that. That's the only thing to become a trainer.
That's just one element.
Just one element.
Yes. And Sri Lankan corporates, from the CEO to the executive to the directors, they get more training like leadership, motivation, attitude than our children and youth. Where the developed countries mainly focus on, like you said, Singapore. I know because my training started in Singapore, I was trained there. They look at even the pregnant mothers to do the training and the children. But here, when we are in 30s or 40s, we are talking about training while it should have been from the childhood. Why Sri Lanka is doing everything other way around?
Yeah, I think there is a reason for that. Because I think our leaders in all the sectors are not up to the standards. So I think it's logical and it's intelligent to train them first of all, and because they can make more impact to create more leaders. For example, if we can actually create leaders within school principals, such a leader school principal can influence and motivate 100 teachers in that school, and those 100 teachers can motivate maybe 5,000 students. So in a country like ours, I think it should start at the top, because our top is not par with those skills, actually speaking. Even though they are brilliant and intelligent, they have some lacking areas. Sometimes they are so egoistic and proud about their academic qualifications and IQ, but they don't know the fact that they have something missing that to become a great leader. So I still believe we should train our top people, and it doesn't mean that we should not train our school children. Maybe we can do the things in parallel, actually speaking. But top people can impact at the moment a better impact, so that even the below layers can be influenced and motivated.
Yeah, because when you go to the top, it's think that we knew everything. That's why we are on the top.
Exactly.
So we stop learning.
Exactly.
I think a lot of Sri Lankan companies has that issue, that learning stops from the locals when they are on top.
Exactly.
And we believe Sri Lanka, especially the corporate leaders, think that they should go out of the country or they should get an international trainer to or a coach. My next question is about that. Why Sri Lankan coaches are not actually, we have few coaches, but why Sri Lankan corporates still not believe that Sri Lankan coaches are there to coach them? Why we send our money out? It's good, we have to get the global exposure. In meanwhile, why not try our own elements also?
It's a wonderful question. I mean, it's not. It's not a bad thing to go out and learn something, because we can learn something great from world type of experts as well. But at the same time, they should not forget the fact that this learning cannot be applied one-to-one basis in our cultures, our context. So that's where we have to actually blend the learning process, so that we learn from Western or overseas trainers and coaches. At the same time, we can learn from local trainers as well as local coaches. And I think this blended approach will give the best results, because a Westerner who doesn't spend much of time here can't understand the entire context here, the country context, the organizational context, the cultural context. But the trainer who actually have a very good experience here can actually relate the context. So I think it should be mixed method, where you have to collaborate, synergize the efforts of both type of consultants, coaches and trainers to make the maximum use, actually speaking. And on top of that, we should not forget that our own, very own knowledge set, that is the Eastern knowledge set, can do miracles as long as we believe on that, and we try to apply them in the right context.
I totally agree. Sometimes when young people go and learn from out and come back and try to adapt it, they fail on getting the team into the work, because team won't support them. Right?
Exactly.
Because we are Asian and we are Sri Lankans, sometimes we have a lot of emotions, then we use our minds. So,
Exactly.
and people here in Sri Lanka works more for dignity than the money.
Exactly.
So as you said, we should have
Collaborative
approach. So then I'm going to ask again about, because you said when you failed for scholarship, your parents didn't blame, but you wanted to make them happy. And then you started learning, and that was the reason where you are today. My question to you is, nowadays schools are more targeted, not in Colombo. Colombo is trying to change, but outstation on gradings, while the children attitude training, more motivation and all that are missing. How do you think that the training and coaching should go to the school level?
Actually speaking, most of the parents, teachers and principals are in a huge misunderstanding. Because of our current education system, they go after grading, which is not going to create anything meaningful actually speaking. So I think rather than going after grading, I think we should balance everything together. Of course, I mean, we should motivate our children to get the best grade, that's a different story. But in parallel, we have to make sure that their mindset is actually transformed. They should start empathically. Most of our children's empathy is going to go down so drastically that they can't empathize anything actually speaking. And once they become leader one day, they can't empathize their people, they are going to utterly fail. So mindset mastery training, attitude training are really, really important. And more than all these things, the value system. We have to actually give a good value system to our students, our children actually speaking. At the moment, it's a competing type of values that is actually going to be embedded in their minds and heart. And that is not going to help any of us actually speaking. We have to give a collaborative value system. Every single student has a capacity. Every single children is a genius, right? And we have to help that person to find their geniusness. One may become genius in engineering or medicine or law or management. Somebody else may genius in entrepreneurship, art, music, crafting, or something else, my dear friends. So we have to always think like each one of the student or children is a genius, and mark is only one thing, and we should not always give prominence only to the marks or the ranks, but rather we have to create a total person, total solution, and the base is giving a right value system, and that is where we are lacking. And now I really hate this examination system. I really hate this tuition system. Say a student who is going to 5 classes will end up with 3 A's in mathematics and come into engineering faculty. The same student not going classes may get 3 C passes, may come back, can come to Moratuwa engineering faculty or P.T.RANIL engineering faculty, but they will come with more empathy, less competition, more collaborative mindset. They have enjoyed the nature, and they can become better engineers. They can become better doctors. They can become better accountants. They can become better entrepreneurs. They can become better managers. They can become better politicians. They can become better leaders, my dear friends. So basically, we should stop this blind system of education.
4
And
A's, 9 A's should stop. It should be a balance of the life skills as well as the grading.
exactly, perfectly said, Sulo. Yes.
Yeah, because I agree with you on that area, because we should not only run with the grade. But since you said that the change or training should come from the leadership, my question to you is something that it's out of the way, because I thought of asking you, Sri Lankan politics, I know other countries' politics, when you become a politician, you have to go through a training. You give a value system and you train, coach them. Sri Lanka does not have. What is your view if we had it? If they don't have to pay, but at least people like y'all can do it, because that's something that dependency, empathy is missing. What is your view on that?
Well, very well said. I think if we can train our politician, I think we can help. They are very talented people, no doubt. No doubt they are extremely talented. But they are sometimes missing some parts actually. So we have to help them to, fill the gaps so that they will improve on their weaknesses and so that they can capitalize on their strengths. We can help them to, give them a proper vision, proper mindset, so that they can understand and feel what a developed country is, what a developed nation is, and we can actually correct their attitude system so that they will get together to prepare a policy system to 40 years Sri Lanka. Otherwise, once a new politician comes, the policies change.
Everything changes.
Exactly. But we have to make sure that they understand the concept of country first, politics second. And when they understand this value system, they will agree for common policies, common practices for next 50 years, so that everyone is going towards right direction. And only the face is going to be changed depending on the political results, actually speaking. So I think we have to, if we can give them some sort of basic as well as bit of an advanced leadership type of training. They can make use of their talents for the betterment of mankind, betterment of Sri Lankans, and betterment of our mother Sri Lanka, as well as in the medium to long run, they also can shine better.
That's true. So I think you gave the real forms, because I wanted to interview you not for anything, because I have seen you and I have followed you, and I wanted to tell the people that motivation is something that is inside us, but someone need to help us to take it out.
Exactly.
Right? We also human batteries.
Exactly.
And sometimes we need recharge.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right? And you are someone who always recharge the corporate, but you have that background of all these things. So my final question, what is your message to corporates and also to the people who are watching, how they should look at themselves in not just without blaming the politician, but making our own future for us, not for anyone, for us.
Yeah, my total message is actually speaking, we can change, we can improve. Even if you consider a corporate, they are doing the best at the moment, but they still can become even the next level best, right? So they should strive. For that, they should get the external support where necessary to make sure that they get the external perspective and they kill their silo mentality so that they can basically thrive. When it comes to individuals, my message is everyone can change, everyone can improve, everyone can achieve the dreams, everyone is a genius. Start now. Start reading positive books, start associating positive friends, start doing things differently, believe in you, start learning, and ensure that the young generation is going to become creative, out-of-the-box thinkers, innovative, entrepreneurial, rather than just bookworms.
Today we had Dr. Ranil Sugathadasa, who spoke about ourselves, not just something else. He said his own story from the childhood to who he is today. And he found himself because there were some issues that he felt that it was not right for him. But then he found himself. He just not stopped it there. He gave it, and he's sharing it with others. So what he said was, find your own self. And also he said, we all are energetic. We all are genius. And it's just that we can change. Believe in ourselves. Thank you, Dr. Ranil, and it's a pleasure of having you here. And you gave a super motivational discussion and advice, and wishing you all the very best.
Thank you, Dr. Sulochana. Thank you very much for the opportunity to have a chat with you. It's a great time with you, Dr. Sulochana.
This is Plenty with Sulo, Daily Mirror Online.